We're always taught that success is about what you bring home, right? The proof of your effort. But what if the greatest victory you could ever have looks to everyone else like a total failure?
I mean, how is it possible that coming back with absolutely nothing could be the most meaningful win of your life? That's the paradox, and it's at the very heart of one of the greatest stories ever told.
For this old fisherman, Santiago, the evidence of his incredible battle isn't the prize itself. Nope, it's the massive, picked clean skeleton he drags back to shore, a symbol of, yeah, epic loss, but an even more epic struggle.
So let's start right there, on the shore. Let's dig into how this so-called failure is seen by everyone else, and, more importantly, how the old man himself sees it. Just picture the scene for a second. You've got tourists snapping pictures of this skeleton like it's some kind of weird roadside attraction. The other fishermen, well, they know what this means. They just shake their heads, somewhere between awe and pity. The kids, they're just mesmerized by the size of it. And in the middle of all that, the boy, Manolin, asks the only question that matters. Does it make you sad?
And Santiago's answer, it's just incredible. He says no. It wasn't about the meat, or the prize, or the money. The sharks could take all that, but they couldn't touch the one thing that was real, the fight he gave. This is this huge shift, away from what other people think of your catch, to the value you find inside yourself, in the struggle itself.
So you'd think an experience like this would just crush a person, right? But not Santiago. No, for him, it's a lesson. It sharpens him. He doesn't waste time mourning what he lost. He immediately gets to work on what comes next. This is the art of preparation.
And look how practical this gets. He doesn't just sit around and think deep thoughts. He acts. He knows his gear wasn't good enough, that the ropes could betray him. So what does he do? He spends the whole day repairing, teaching the boy, practicing his knots. He's literally turning failure into future mastery right before our eyes.
This quote says it all, doesn't it? A lesser man would have rushed right back out to sea, trying to prove himself. But Santiago, he knows better. The sea is relentless, so you have to be smart. The real work, the real victory, happens before you even step on the boat.
So this idea of preparation builds from something physical, like stronger ropes, into something much deeper, a mental preparation. It's about having a stronger mind.
And this right here is the core of his whole strategy. It's not just about overpowering your opponent. It's about a deep, almost empathetic understanding of your challenge. Whether that's a giant marlin, a business deal, or a personal goal you're trying to hit. Thinking like the fish. What does that really mean? It means you're moving beyond just brute force. It's about getting inside the head of your challenge. It's about anticipating its moves, understanding what drives it, and knowing the environment better than it does. That's the difference between just reacting to problems and truly mastering them.
Okay, so all of this brings us to the real emotional heart of the story, where all these ideas, strength, stubbornness, success, get completely redefined.
Just look at this contrast. On the left, you have the tourist's view. It's a curiosity, a failed trip, a symbol of defeat. But on the right, that's Santiago's reality. That skeleton isn't shame, it's proof of the fight he gave. It's a monument to his strength, and he carries it with this deep, quiet pride.
Wow! Success isn't measured by what you have to show for it at the end of the day. It's measured by the character, the grit you showed during the struggle. It's not about what you have. It's about who you are when you've got nothing left to lose.
And this is where we get a new definition of true strength. It's got nothing to do with winning easily. It's about what you do when you are face-to-face with something that is, by every measure, bigger and stronger than you are. That's where your real character is forged.
The story also totally reframes the idea of stubbornness. We usually think of that as a bad thing, right? But here, it's the engine that drives him forward. It's that refusal to give in, that absolute will to keep going when every part of you is screaming to stop. That's what gets you through.
So when you get right down to it, this isn't a story about an ending at all. It's about a powerful new beginning. It's about the legacy of a great fight.
It's wild, isn't it? After this physically and emotionally draining ordeal, after the public humiliation of his failure, Santiago feels renewed. The fight didn't break him. It actually reminded him of who he is and gave him a brand new sense of purpose.
And you can see this new beginning everywhere. His spirit is absolutely stronger than it was before. The boy isn't just a helper anymore. He's a true apprentice. They eat together with a new sense of mission. And maybe most beautifully, Santiago dreams again of the lions on the beach, that symbol of his youth and power now fully restored.
And this is the ultimate lesson he passes on. The sharks might win. You might lose the prize. The world might only see your failure. None of that matters. The real victory, the only thing that matters, is in fighting with everything you've got. That is the one thing no one can ever take away from you.
So, the question the story leaves us with isn't really about winning or losing. It's this: what is the marlin that you are preparing to face, and how are you going to choose to fight?